Formula One heads back to Portugal for the first time since 1996. We're at the circuit of the Algarve in Portimao. Just 6 races remain then on this redesigned 2020 calendar. We're in the middle of a run which takes us to Grand Prix that either have never been on the calendar or haven't been for many years. This weekend, the Portuguese Grand Prix. Next week, a 2-day event at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Then we take a break before Turkey rejoins for the first time since 2011. And then in late November, we're in Bahrain. A week later, on the outer course for the Sakhir Grand Prix. And the season rounds out on the 13th of December in Abu Dhabi. Lewis Hamilton leads the Drivers' Championship by 69 points after Valtteri Bottas failed to finish last weekend's Eiffel Grand Prix. He's now in a battle with Max Verstappen. In terms of the midfield teams, a podium for Daniel Ricciardo has promoted him to 4th place. The battle between him, Perez, Norris, Albon, Leclerc and Stroll and Gasly is still very much up for grabs. On the second half of the page, the battle could still include Carlos Sainz, only 2 points away from Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon in sort of on a midfield battle of his own, Sebastian Vettel just 17 points to his name, failing to score last time out in Eiffel as well. From Dani Kvyat and Nico Hülkenberg now on 10 points, Giovinazzi 3, Raikkonen on 2, the same as Romain Grosjean, who has finally scored points this year. No points on the board still though for Nicholas Latifi or George Russell. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes could wrap it up this weekend if Red Bull score no points. Racing Point versus McLaren and Renault, the battle to watch for over 3rd place. Ferrari sort of on their own on 80 points. The same could be said for AlphaTauri on 67, Alfa Romeo on 5, Haas on 3 and Williams on 0. It's the 2020 Portuguese Grand Prix and it's time for the qualifying hour. Let's take a look at the Autodromo Internacional de Algarve, or to me and you, Portimao in Portugal. The first time the race has been held here for Formula One and the first time in Portugal since 1996. Riding on board in IndyCar with James Hinchcliffe down towards turn number 1. A quick flick to the right before a longer little straight to turn 2 and turn 3. Heavy on the brakes as you begin to go uphill now. Control the wheel of the slide coming out. A blind apex to turn 4 as you run down to the very long hairpin. Turn number 5 past the hotel on your left. Downhill braking zone. Be careful not to unload the front left tyre and lock up. Run deep into the hairpin, get a good exit speed as you run up now towards the kink at turn 7. Double apex right now for turn 7 and 8. Quite similar to what we see at turn 1 and 2. Easy to have the car understeer. Uphill now towards turn number 8. It's a quick kick to the left hand side. Another blind apex before turn 10 and 11. Hard now on the brakes into double barrel corner. Drop down the hill towards turns 12 and 13 on the track. Again, it is double barreled, hard to see with a blind apex. Hug the inside line. Now you can get the power on as you drop downhill through the last corner on the track. Full throttle, full power, uphill now. The long drag, the only DRS detection zone on the track. Full power, fling the car to the right and hope for the best as you're on to the start-finish straight, long in the DRS zone and across the line to complete the lap of Portimao, or the circuit of the Algarve. Hello everybody and welcome to heavily delayed qualifying coverage for the Portuguese Grand Prix. We have been sitting here for around about half an hour, waiting for the start of the session, and now it's finally coming. Hello, Ian Burch. Hello, Dad.
You've been waiting, I haven't.
Yeah, but what a palaver to get all this going.
Just a knock on the door and somebody said, "Have you got a mastic gun?"
Finally get it all sorted.
Fancy having to glue it down with glue.
I know. It's bizarre, isn't it?
And then use a hot air blower to
Yeah. Well,
complete the resin. It's the corner 14, turn 14 is the only one that's on the line.
And the green light is on, finally, and the qualifying hour is underway. Michael Masi back in race control. He's finally managed to secure the session, and we have now gone green. You just saw the standings on your screen. Lewis Hamilton leads the title by 69 points to Valtteri Bottas, 230 to 161. Q1 is green, air temperature 21 degrees, track temperature 35, and the session can finally begin. But that has been such a long delay. There were drain covers coming up left, right and centre all around the track. Luckily, though, we have managed to get this session started. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens going forward.
Some people are saying that it's as far back as when they resurfaced it.
I can believe,
anybody who've checked this, it's obviously the ones that are offline, what's caused them to come up? What's caused them to crack?
Yeah, the ones, turn 13's online, but the rest of the track, as you say, it's offline. There was one at the top of turn 8, that's definitely offline. There were several drama points on the track that people seem to be having more go. Everything right now vibrating in the commentary box as we say we are now getting going for the session. Driver tracker doesn't seem to be working at the moment. The entire FIA system has just sort of gone fold in on itself as we try and get this session started finally. Times on the board coming now for Danny Kvyat as well. Do you see what I mean, though? The entire graphical system seems to have gone kaput for the FIA because they haven't gone through their usual start procedure for the session. But we are now here, and we can see Sergio Perez, the first driver out on the track with tyres on the board. Everyone using the soft set tyres at the moment, so no one's going to go for a risky manoeuvre to have another lot, and it's getting awfully warm. As we see, track temperature
just a bit
moving
warm
up.
under here.
Yes. What's happening on the track at the moment?
Well, Perez is out on a flying lap. He's the first to start the flying lap. So obviously he is purple in Sector 1 because there's nobody else that made a flying lap.
Time's improving, as you say. He's the only one to set the fastest lap times at the moment. So a bit of a quick on-air with our usual quick build-up and straight into the session, but half an hour delay. 15 minutes left of qualifying. We need to get through it quite quickly and get started quickly. As we see, Perez looking good. Oh, he's over the cement dust already.
We're only half an hour behind, though.
Yeah, so there's not too far, too much of a difference either. They're all avoiding the curb, though, at the exit at the last corner.
Well, this might keep them within track limits like Johnny Herbert always wants.
Fantastic, though, if it does, because the track limit is defined by the white line, not by the end of the track.
Heck of a punishment if they find one of these loose drain covers. We saw that with George Russell's Williams last year or the year before when the underside was absolutely destroyed.
It's a very dangerous situation as well.
That was Singapore, wasn't it?
It was Singapore, yeah. Singapore, Malaysia, Monaco, Baku, that all had drain issues in the past. But it's unusual to have it at such a permanent circuit. I can only remember the top of my head on a permanent circuit. Malaysia 2017 and China in 2005 when Montoya went over it. Oh, down to the hip in turn 5. That's Carlos Sainz lighting up the rear tyres. He's not being that much of a afraid today at the moment, is he? He's
remember my prediction that Vettel
he's off the track.
Vettel will struggle, and so will Albon.
Vettel was 11th this morning in practice, a 1:20.2.
It's sad to say that Christian's now talking as if this is Albon's last chance.
Yes, Alexander Albon has, Jenny Gow sent a text message over beforehand via a tweet, and she said that Christian Horner has thrown down the gauntlet to Alexander Albon to earn his seat for 2021. But who are they going to replace him with? There's nobody left to replace.
We also don't think that Stroll will do well in this session.
No, Stroll's not going further down.
Stroll is still affected, we think, by the after effects of coronavirus.
We've lost live timing on one of the devices, and we see at the moment it's Perez top 1:18.8040. Sainz second fastest. Can't tell you what the time is at the moment, but we'll hope to get our pictures back.
Pay the bill, Josh.
Yeah, quickly pay the bill, get everything on. But it's Perez, Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris, Ocon, top 5, Gasly, Kvyat, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Latifi up to 9th place as well, so he's going further and further and further. It's all looking to be very competitive, and it's going to be a question today in qualifying of who's going to be the most consistent on the track, because it's a new circuit. You need to get the laps in order to get qualifying done, and I think all 20 cars are out on the track at the moment. Just a quick look on it, I think they are all out on the track. So, a reminder that we've got the C1, C2 and C3 tyres here, the hard, the medium and the soft in that order. The hardest Pirelli bringing this compound, and they're still having a bit of a problem throughout the practice sessions. Leclerc goes top briefly. Verstappen, 117.7 on the board, improving up the order as well.
I don't think we have all 20 cars on track. I think there's only 17 out there.
I can't find them either. I don't think, well, Hamilton and Bottas, I think, are out there just quickly. Here's Bottas on board now. Hamilton is on a lap. Can't see if all 20 cars out. We're trying to count them quickly. Perez has gone top at 117.629. It'd be foolish for anyone to leave the track and not go straight back out to try and get some times in this qualifying, because practice counts. Over the hill, down at turn 8, the drivers feel that, as it's Perez, Verstappen, Leclerc.
I've only counted 18 cars.
Yeah, so someone's missing at the bottom of the track as well. Here comes Bottas, though. It's 4/10 quicker than Perez at the moment. Stroll does go P12, 1:18.419. Not exactly fast enough, but he's moving into the drop zone better. And we have live timing back in our commentary box. Grosjean on our radio, we're hearing. Grosjean complaining of understeer. And as the track improves, they say it's going to get better. They're going to go another soft as well next time out. Bottas does a 1:17.064, goes top, improving even more. Here comes Danny Ricciardo in the Renault out of the last corner of turn 15 to the line. Ricciardo improves to 5th, a 1:17.959 ahead. So Norris now next up as well.
We have got all 20 cars on track according to the live timing screen.
Fantastic. So they are all heading out on the track.
Sometimes the driver tracker, you get overlay.
Yeah.
Where there's the driver who's so close to the one in front that you can't actually see him.
Lando Norris goes P2 on a 1:17.545. Kimi's not happy. Kimi's not happy on his radio either at the moment. There we go. Saying that he's got problems. Yellow out on the track somewhere. I'm having a quick look. I think it's just someone running off the track a little bit wide. No, yellow out in Sector 2 permanently, and I can't see who it is.
Track clear.
Yep, so whoever it was the only drivers in Sector 2 were Bottas, Ricciardo and Leclerc. We'll keep an eye on what they're doing. Well, Vettel as well was also
Hamilton
going wide.
doing a purple sector in Sector 2.
Hamilton did a 29.491 in Sector 2. 10 minutes to go. Last corner to the board. Hamilton was improving, but he's only managed second place, and that was only in third practice and first practice, and still is behind Bottas at 1:17.114. We saw this, though, in Mugello. Hamilton can never seem to get in front of Bottas until the last qualifying session, and that was why we had the yellow. It was Verstappen off the track as well. And look, well, Verstappen is not happy on the radio, saying he made a mistake. Verstappen actually got a talking to from Christian Horner after his outburst on the radio yesterday, as we mentioned at the top of FP3 earlier on. Times on the board. Albon to the line. Is he going to improve up the order? 13th at the moment, and improves to 7th. I don't think that time's quick enough to hold back. We were seeing this morning a 1:16.6. But yesterday in practice 2, 1:17.9. So
not a lot of clearance on that car behind the front wheels.
Yeah, on the Red Bull of Albon.
Whereas there's quite a big ride height on the pink Merc.
And this is the racing point of Stroll. It's
the Red
10:15.
Bull is nearly touching the floor. That's probably what his problem is.
Stroll across the line goes 8th, 1:17.667. So he's turned something up in the past hour or so between practice 3 and qualifying. Somebody being called to the weighbridge there.
I think it's Max.
It's Ocon. Ocon on the radio. Lap time deleted for Danny Kvyat. Lap time deleted Danny Kvyat. He's dropped down to 13th place now, and that was due to track limits as well. Bottas does a 1:16.945. Now that's just 4/10 off of the time he set this morning in practice. It seems to be getting a little bit quicker going forward. So Bottas, Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc, Gasly, top 5 at the moment.
The bottom 5, Grosjean is leading it. He's 1.67 seconds behind. Actually,
He's gone further down, hasn't he? Yeah.
Gone further down.
Verstappen top, 1:16.879.
He's now 1.764. 1.764.
It's way down
better
the order.
than Verstappen.
Yeah. So Grosjean is got to improve something. He's out in the last corner. He's
I don't
just
think the
behind
Williams.
Gasly.
Sorry, I don't think the Williams stand a chance of getting out of this.
No. Russell's struggling.
Magnussen seems to be way off the pace.
Everyone seems to be struggling at the moment. They've had a little bit of a delay. Looking at this, just a reminder, track limits at turn 1, 4 and 15, all dictated by the cutting behind the red and white curbs, actually bar turn 15, which is if you leave the track, a driver will be judged to have left the track if no part of the car remains in contact. So the last corner is all 4 wheels off the road, so it's not the curb, it's the white line. First time this weekend, Hamilton goes top, a 1:16.828, so that's bringing the game to the party.
Purple in sectors 1 and 2.
That's the second fastest time of the weekend to top a session. Bottas is 1:16.654 for this morning was top. So he's got to improve up. They've got to improve.
It's the crosswind that's causing them the problems.
Yeah, we heard
Otherwise,
it,
we'll be in a 1:15.8.
Grosjean on the radio saying about the balance on the last lap. He didn't like it, did he? He's hearing it on our radio. A lot of oversteer for Grosjean on the suspension. And they're going to adjust it for the second run. So there's a lot more to do there.
Stroll's doing better than I thought.
Yeah, where is he? P9. Grosjean now saying, actually, on the radio, it's more understeer than oversteer causing the problems. I like how we've got the radio that we can hear. Obviously, we can't broadcast it to you, but we'll relay everything back, and it just gives us a little bit of advantage coming through our headsets. Hamilton, a 1:16.828. As you said, Stroll is improving. 8/10 off the pace of Hamilton, but Stroll this morning was way down the field in practice 3. Practice 1, he was 15th. Practice 2, he was 19th, and practice 3, 16th. So
Max is getting ready for a run.
He's going to go put softs on. Look at this. Got a train of cars from out on an outlap, I believe. Yeah, headed by Norris. So Norris, Latifi, Ricciardo, Ocon, Grosjean, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi and Magnussen all in a line together at the moment, trying their best to get a bit of free run on at the moment. This could
You
end
see,
in
the
tears.
Mercedes and Verstappen don't really need to go out again. But the fact that it's a new track, it's all experience for them.
Especially ahead of a 66-lap race tomorrow that they've got to sort out as well, which should take about 90 minutes as usual.
Yeah, one of the shortest tracks of the year, this one.
Yeah, so higher lap count as well. It's only, what was it, it's 4.653 miles, if I get my calculator out. It's a 66-lap race, and it's 306.826 kilometres. There you go.
Very good.
Not at all did I write that down earlier on in my notebook. Russell's sounding a bit out of breath on his radio as well, as we've got Grosjean, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Magnussen and Kvyat all backing up at the back half of turn 13, causing problem after problem. Gasly's now doing exactly the same thing because he's coming to meet this party at the top of the hill. And it's just too dangerous. They've got to get through this section quickly.
The bottom 5 very static at the moment. It doesn't look like any of them will get out. Which will put my prediction completely out the window. Thank you, Vettel. Thank you, Stroll.
Well, Vettel was it 14th. He's not out of the danger
I'm
zone
glad
yet.
to see Stroll's doing better.
Stroll getting his head around it. Yeah.
Vettel's still in danger, and so is Giovinazzi.
Well, I'm still saying that Vettel might be eliminated. He's only 14th. What's the gap actually separating
At the
them?
moment, the way you're looking at it, Grosjean, Raikkonen, Russell, Magnussen and Latifi don't look like they're going to improve.
No, half a second separates separates Grosjean and Vettel. So not improving at the moment. Raikkonen's left front tyre is already cold. He can't seem to heat it up. Maybe the Mercedes DAS system would do something for it. As we come down the hill.
I believe the DAS system, whereas it wasn't on yesterday, it is on today.
I think it is, yeah. I think they've flicked it on.
Overnight, they've put the bolts back in to make it work.
I think they needed to find out whereabouts on the track they could use it because it's such a roller coaster hill section, as you said earlier, like Cadwell. They have to find the right place to do so. 3 minutes to go of the session. Ricciardo 117.621 improves to 8th place, but the time's beginning to come down the order.
This half an hour relaxation that we've had
Yes.
has made me so tired.
Well, you're in front of a campfire basically underneath the desk with the heater. So no wonder. We were all pumped up to go, and then it was a very late call to delay the session as well. We were about to go on air, and we got the message that the session was delayed. So
that's when they found out about the turn 14.
Yeah, and they had to. They apparently they did work on it during the 2-hour break, but there was nothing they could do. They thought they'd fixed it, and then it came loose again. So they just poured it through cement. Yeah,
poured it with cement. That one. The others have been mastic glued down.
Yeah. And hopefully they'll stick, and then they'll repair them all overnight. So there's a long night ahead here.
Yeah, they're offline, you see, the others.
2 minutes to go of the opening part of qualifying. Russell's just gone 16th at the moment. What was his time on the board? A 1:18.440. Yeah, so as you said, the drain covers offline aren't the problem, but the ones that, especially like the run-up of turn 15 here, where we had the problems online, and they're going to have to fix them overnight, and it's going to be a long, long hold. But I suppose, actually, thinking about it, the only good thing is they get an extra hour.
Yeah, there's no support races.
Yeah.
So there's no problem with pushing GP2 or GP3 back.
Yeah, it's all good. They can have it. They can actually do it up until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. They can fix the track. So they've got round about 15 hours to fix the track. 16 hours if you count the hour back. So they've got enough time to fix the track, and they have B teams as well to come in and work over the night. So it's all going to be good. Latifi, 19th at the moment. I think you're right. Nobody's going to improve from the bottom 5, which sees Russell topping. But he's close to Grosjean as Latifi locks up and goes off the track at turn 5. He's on the green, and that lap time will be cancelled. But he's already locked up and he was already down as well. Grosjean's not improving. So the only real difference we could see, if Russell hooks a lap together, he could just get to 15th place. But he's already just done one. And he's not setting good sector times, but he is in the 3rd sector, Russell. He might just get across the line to get one more lap in, and he will. So Russell will get one more lap to set a time as he crosses the line now with 23 seconds to go. Someone's on the radio talking. It's Lando Norris. So Norris wants to do the warm-up lap. He's just started a run. 10 seconds left of the session. Here comes Latifi to the line. This will be the last run for him. Crossing, and he stays 19th, not improving. 3, 2, 1. Checkered flag is out. First driver to meet it, Esteban Ocon. 1:17.775, but he crossed it with 500 to go, so he goes safe. Grosjean 15th at the moment. Raikkonen gets out of the drop zone, and that eliminates Grosjean. And Giovinazzi goes 16th. So the two Alphas working together to get the toe, but it didn't work out for Giovinazzi. Raikkonen now the benchmark, a 1:18.201. Giovinazzi 16th. Grosjean at best starts 18th. Magnussen improves to 19th. Both Haas cars eliminated. Gasly goes to 4th. Vettel 14th. Surely he should get himself safe, and does, with P7, a 1:17.446. Immediately, Albon goes ahead, 1:17.435. Russell looking good, 18th at the moment, but might just get ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. That'll be something if he can. Last corner.
Stroll up to 9th.
Yep, 1:17.476. Here comes Russell to Q2. He does it! 1:17.931. He did it in the last possible opportunity.
Eliminated Raikkonen.
Yeah, so both Alphas out, both Haas cars out, and only one Williams, but George Russell again outperforms the car. And if ever there was a doubt that George Russell deserves a seat in Formula One, that right there proves it. He's out-qualified Latifi by 0.8 of a second, and he's out-qualified him by 5 places. Unbelievable. And no penalty either. So they are good to race, as lap time deleted for Sainz drops him to 11th.
Yep. Vettel obviously done very well. Obviously, his car wasn't damaged in that little incident this morning.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
He's motivated this weekend. That's a good sign for us. 8th position. Stroll, as we predicted, was struggling. He finished 12th in this session.
We just heard from Nicholas Latifi saying, sadly, he's eliminated. He sounds very downtrodden, especially as Russell goes to 15th place. Great job.
Of course, he's eliminated. He's last.
Yes, massively. Well, what was the gap?
I feel like you said this morning that it's looking like Latifi is under a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
He brings an awful lot of money into Williams, though.
But so does Russell. Russell isn't a pay driver. He's put there by Mercedes, but Mercedes gives them the engines and a massive discount for running it. So that's the problem. If they remove Russell, they'll have to start paying full price for the engines. And Williams aren't that rich at the moment.
The only surprise is Russell out of into the next stage, Q2.
Russell's on the radio. He's happy on the radio.
It became evident after about 10 minutes that the bottom lot weren't going to move very much. I mean, Russell is out into Q2.
Yeah, he's out of the drop zone.
But he's out of the drop zone only just.
I'm trying to find the gap actually between them. If I press this, it was 0.2 of a second separating them.
Yeah.
Russell and Raikkonen. That's only because Raikkonen got held up.
Which is half a car length.
Yeah, so it's not that bad at all from the first session.
Anyway, move on to Q2 in a mo.
Yep. Just having a little bit of a wait now for the Portuguese Grand Prix. As we go to Q2, waiting up forward.
These nice new graphics.
I'm loving these graphics that we can put up.
They're highlighted on red on the left-hand screen.
That's only because I've just changed the lettering. Oh, you can't hear what we can in the radio, but George Russell just saying that his bum was twitching a little bit during that run. So even that they're adjusting the brakes now, but even that means that there's an electrical issue. Or he really did need to get around the track quicker.
He was complaining this morning, wasn't he? That he's,
yes, he was. Yeah, electrical
of heat.
Yeah, there was
another one as well.
Can't remember. Was it Stroll as well? I want to say Stroll was complaining this morning of the run, but that was out of the first session. We lose. Well, I can actually show you if I can get this right with the elimination of, who is it again? We've got Raikkonen out.
Mana there talking behind the TV screen and it looks like she's talking to Frederica.
We're just hearing some lap times deletion there on the morning from Raikkonen. Raikkonen's time got deleted as well, so that explains why Raikkonen dropped down the order. He too had elimination problems. So the qualifying will resume in just a few moments' time because they want to get out there straight away. They're not going to hold it off this time. As hopefully this will work. There we go. There's the drivers eliminated. As we're seeing George Russell's lap. Nice through turn 1. Not too wide. Hooks up 2. Braking in for turn 3. Turns in to the right.
Good for George's confidence. This.
Yeah, to get up into, especially when he's had so much under pressure over the past week, he can remain in the session. So yeah, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Magnussen and Latifi eliminated from Q1. We are about to go into Q2 running order. Drivers in red will not take part. And we have 15 minutes.
Does that mean the Ferrari
up.
lads can't go in?
What? Yeah, I didn't really go with that one.
Sorry, Seb.
Well, he's only
Sorry,
just
Charlie boy.
Leclerc was 6th.
He just said you got chucked out because you're in red.
Leclerc was 6th. Vettel was 8th. So that's an improvement from Ferrari's point of view going forward. Although I was very worried we would see something.
So where did Charlie boy end up? 6th?
6th, yeah.
Still not beating Perez?
No. Where is he? Perez ran 5th.
Quite a good position for in the first.
Yeah, I'll just run you through
qualifying for Albon.
We'll run through the entire results and so far. It was Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Gasly, Perez, Leclerc, Albon, Vettel, Norris, Ricciardo top 10, Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Kvyat, Russell completed the 15. As unsafe release there from, that was the Racing Point of Stroll.
He was virtually holding it back though, so how are we going to get an unsafe release from that? Because he was virtually holding the car.
I think Stroll just got a little bit forward there.
Yeah, as I said, I don't think Stroll's completely with it this weekend.
Green light is on, and qualifying 2 is underway for the 2020 Portuguese Grand Prix. Perez, Stroll, Kvyat, Hamilton heading out on the track. Gasly now jumps to the top of the queue. But it was indeed Perez and Stroll going out and nearly causing
2 Ferraris are out as well.
Yep, Ferraris, the Leclerc and Vettel. So they have gone out in this session, just to avoid any confusion. Up the hill. Look how dramatic the hill is.
It was only a joke.
Yes. Only joking. Dramatic uphill section.
I tell jokes every so often.
Yes, but they have to be funny.
Well, you laughed at the one this morning.
I did. Tyres on the board then. Softs. Oh, medium Vettel. And Leclerc medium.
Shouldn't they be on the car?
What do you mean?
Oh, you say times on the board, not tyres on the board.
Well, I'm saying tyres on the board. Look, they come up on the board.
Tyres
screen.
on the board, yeah. But they should be on the car.
Ferrari going medium. Mercedes going medium.
Look at that. It's like a roller coaster, like you described. Down and then suddenly up again, and then a tight left turn. Then you're into the S's, isn't it? Here.
Yeah, the S part of the track.
It's the curve back, that bit.
And this is 10:15, the long sweep right-hander at the exit to start the lap time. Here we go. Hold the boards.
Go, go, go.
Down towards turn 1. This is the bottom out part where we saw with Stroll yesterday. And look, the car's not doing that today. So they've adjusted the ride height, but he's off the track at turn 1 already. All 4 wheels off the curb onto the green stuff.
Time deleted. I think that if anybody who's listening noticed that I'm struggling because
medium's on there, yeah?
I'm struggling because of the fact that I have to leave it to him most of the time on things like the race and the qualifying, whereas the practice sessions, I just interrupt him.
Yes, all the time. Well, with this bit, I have to take over, which is tricky. This is the first time you've been in the commentary box for live qualifying. Usually Megan when we're live, but not with us this weekend is Megan. She'll be back with us next weekend for the Imola Grand Prix. Stroll at the top of the hill. Looking okay, but he's off again at turn 11. All 4 wheels off the track. So lap time will be deleted. So he'll have to go again. I'm surprised the team haven't told him to try and hold back the tyre temperatures and the tyre wear. Just let it go forward and just keep on rolling.
Yeah, as I came out, she said, Daddy, can you get me some more caviar chips, please? I said, where do you get them from? She went, Fortnum's.
Trust Megan to have them. 117.626 at the moment for Stroll, top of the board. Kvyat next up.
Do you think she's spoiled?
Yes. 117.728 for Kvyat. Perez a 117.129. So Perez on the softs looking good. The problem now is, what we're going to see from Ferrari and Mercedes, they're going to try and qualify on the medium compound tyre. Hard tyre for Gasly. Gasly did that time in the hards. He did, yeah. Go on, Matthew.
I just got some ready salted out and just sprinkled a bit of soy sauce on them. Dried them out, and that's in the microwave, and that's it. She's happy. She thinks the caviar chips.
Hamilton goes 7th with a lap time deleted, a 1:22.9. Ricciardo goes 4th, 1:17.509. Bottas has gone top, 1:16.466. Leclerc 1:39.160. So Ferrari 9th and 10th at the moment, but neither of them set their fastest lap times. They can't be that far off the pace. Albon on 1:17.411, looking good. And Leclerc saying, are we going for the first lap? And Ocon's holding up Russell. Not good at all.
Lewis.
Traffic. Didn't hear it over Ted, but it was traffic that Lewis was having. Lap time's deleted for Norris. So Norris goes down to 10th place as well. But he's on a lap now. So
are they still doing the...
Oh, he's hit traffic. Sorry, Lando's hit traffic. He's got Perez just in front of him and Stroll as well. And Sainz is lap time deleted. Hamilton now into the drop zone. As we see Albon to 5th. Gasly to 4th.
Yeah, well, we've got 10 minutes for Lewis to actually get to where he should be.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. But the fact is that they've all gone out together. How come in Q1 they all managed it? In Q2, they're all suddenly in traffic.
Lewis has got a little bit of a gap between him and Leclerc.
He'll go for it this lap then, has to. Lando goes third despite being held up, a 1:17.321.
Bottas pitting.
Yeah, so he's going to have some new tyres on, isn't he? He'll go medium.
I wonder if
has
Lewis
to.
will pit as well.
They'll have to go soft. They can't surely have it. Lap time deleted for Bottas, is it? Because it's gone black on our monitor. Leclerc goes sixth. Vettel, the best he can do, he's eliminated
Hamilton
in P11.
on the flying lap.
So Hamilton is going to go again on the mediums, and this is why Hamilton was having so many problems. Top of the hill, turn 13, it's blind, and he nearly ran into Sebastian Vettel. He locked the front tyre as well. Well, really, what was Vettel meant to do there?
Yeah, and it's because, as Lewis said himself during the break, that it's very hard to come up that hill and see anybody on the horizon until you're actually there.
Problem is now, who's going to go fastest overall, isn't he? And he's gone wide at turn 5. Stewards might delete this lap time as well. Problem is, though, with Hamilton, he's not going to have to start the race on the mediums if he wants to use these tyres.
Bottas clearly hasn't been deleted.
No,
you can go onto the red and whites.
It's fine, yeah.
But not over that.
Yeah, according to the monitor we have here.
Come on, Lewis. We need a good lap here. We're running a little wide there.
Yeah, he's 5 tenths up on Kvyat's time.
He's fighting this.
He's not going to go top. I'll tell you that now.
I don't think he wants to go top. I think he just wants to set a time where he can get into Q1.
Q3.
Q3, sorry.
I knew what you were on about there.
I'm thinking MotoGP way.
Yeah, it's the other way around. To the line. Hamilton, 13th
Come on, Lewis.
at the moment. Does he improve? Oh, yeah.
2 seconds.
1:16.8, but he's still 3 tenths off.
One little bit. Oh, that's a little Albon twitching there.
And twitching again.
And losing it for the next corner.
Soft tyres, so they're done, basically. Ricciardo goes 9th on a time of a 1:17.481. And Albon, that time deleted, yep. So he didn't improve up the order, stays P8. Ocon 15th. To the... Well, he's somewhere on the track, isn't he? We're looking at an empty pit straight right now. Ocon goes P10. 1:17.614. So Vettel, 13th at the moment, as Sainz rockets to 4th.
Ocon, another driver that's all of a sudden is in danger of losing his seat for next year. And if he loses it again, I doubt he'll ever come back. Yeah,
we already know Fernando Alonso's confirmed there. Ocon was provisionally confirmed for next year, but a lot of rumours coming up with Jack Aitken as well.
You've got Perez available,
as well, yeah.
And a lot of the teams are thinking who haven't got a stable setup.
Yeah.
They're thinking, well, Perez could improve our car.
So Ocon, every driver who currently is under pressure for next year has to deliver.
And Perez brings money, Mexican money,
precisely,
to a team.
Vettel 14th at the moment on his own lap, where he had nobody else around him. He can't improve. Vettel stays 14th on the mediums on a 1:17.976. This cannot just be a factor of the medium tyres. Kvyat on the radio. Kvyat complaining oversteer into the last 2 corners, not improving, and Verstappen at the same time was complaining that he had absolutely no grip. So the track surface still not delivering as everyone comes into the pit lane. So the question now is, what does Hamilton do? Bottas has set the fastest time on the mediums. He's safely through. But Hamilton locked up on those mediums. Does he then go, what, soft tyres?
You've got to remember that you've got to use the fastest lap on these tyres. Whichever tyre you do the fastest lap on, you have to start the Grand Prix on. So you don't want a set that you've done something to.
So is Bottas going to stay?
Bottas might stay, and Lewis might actually venture out again.
So that again will give us a split strategy
on the damage done to on that aborted lap.
It gives us again a split strategy going into the race, which is exciting. But we remember what happened at Mugello.
It wasn't too bad a break when he got to see Sebastian at the top of the hill, though, was it? So
no,
it should be all right.
It wasn't that heavy.
Didn't see any blue smoke from the tyres or the brakes.
Yeah. So it should be okay. And Vettel's been caught at the weighbridge. That's the worst thing that could happen when you're in the drop zone in 14th place. I think they should get rid of that. It's giving an advantage to everyone else.
So does Sebastian. He's had to pay for it.
Yeah, several times, hasn't he? Do you remember when he drove over the scales?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
he's had to pay for them scales.
Problem is, though, I don't agree with the fact that of weighing the cars randomly during qualifying. It's not right. Just let the cars get back to the pit lane and weigh them after. They're not going to run anything. They're all in park firmly after FP3. So they can't do anything.
I think the thought there is that some of the teams, because they'll all bend the rules, would put something on and take it off before the end.
Yes. Gasly's not happy with pressure. Right, so now Vettel lost, 45 seconds? 50 maybe? And there's 5 minutes to go. He's got to get in, fuel. That takes a minute with these new, because they had to remove the power pressures in 2010. So that's going to take a while. Set the tyres up, rebalance the car for soft tyres. Vettel might only get 1 run in here because of that. Coming out to the track for a 2-run setup.
Yeah, you need a gentle refuel. If you put pressure in a hose, you're liable to get spurt back like you do in IndyCar. In IndyCar, they work it out by having a water hose that they spray onto the nozzle.
It's very rare we now see anything in the pit lane fire related in IndyCar.
We never used to in the past, if you remember. They used that fuel that burned clear.
Yeah.
So the car was on fire, but it didn't look like it was on fire. It was a really weird
It's
situation.
a weird thing. Everyone else was just going.
Everybody's running away from it because it's on fire.
But there's nothing on fire because we can't see anything. I know what you mean, yeah. Obviously, you can feel the heat. And what's happened to Sebastian Vettel? He's put your glove on. So that's a really quick turnaround, isn't it? So they must have just put a splash of fuel in and said, go. And he's gone out on mediums. Did they even change the tyres?
Sebastian does get his towel every morning on the Lido.
He's
or whatever
quick
they call
out,
those things that you lie on.
The sunbeds.
Near the sunbeds.
Lilos.
Show me age.
Lilos? Which one were they?
Lilos.
Which one were they?
Lilos are those things, floating things in
the pool.
Lido is an outdoor swimming pool.
Right.
Got a load of Lidos around the London area.
They'll need them. Here comes Kvyat on a lap time now.
Still very popular, actually, the Lidos.
Not surprised. Kvyat looking good. Uphill, turn 4.
There's a good documentary
This is good.
made by the BBC about the Brixton Lido and things like that.
Yeah.
And how
Albon's was this radio.
The different sets of people, like the teenagers and the Rastafarians and all have their own place around the Lido, but all having a nice day, no trouble, and that's how Lido should be, isn't it?
Yes. Everything nice and calm.
Yeah, just everybody having a really good day.
It's a bit like what Mercedes haven't gone out again.
No.
But they have got time to go out if they want to. Now, that's surprising me. So Hamilton starting the race on tyres he had a lock-up on. Bottas is okay. But, who's this gone out on the track now? Yeah, Vettel's gone out on mediums. So, times on the board. This might be the end of Q2 for all we know. Soft on the board. Kvyat doesn't improve. So, Kvyat starts 13th at best. Albon stays in 9th. They've all had shocking middle sectors. Everybody in the middle sector is absolutely shocking. 2 minutes to go of qualifying 2 as Ocon crosses the line. Nobody improving on lap times. They've all backed off. And Sergio Perez on the radio saying, can we lean on the tyres a lot more? Oh, and Perez apparently had the best out lap, so it's looking good for him.
I think we should have a Rastafarian driver.
Would be interesting.
Yeah. Dreadlocks on his helmet.
Isn't that Lewis Hamilton, though? With his dreadlocks he had.
Yeah, Lewis. Angie always has to put his dreadlocks in a line so that he can put his helmet on properly.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen another hairstyle.
She usually puts them in the gap between the headrests, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's quite good, clever how she does it. Although I'm surprised we haven't seen another hairstyle from Lewis this year because he often does change it up a lot. He likes to change it up, but with COVID, he's sort of been prevented, hasn't he?
Yeah, Lewis is saying that he's spent more time at home than he ever has done since he was about 15 years old.
It was surprising that retirement didn't come into his mind, as I'm sure it
would
do.
Well, he's now talking about
families, yeah.
Only signing a 1-year contract.
And starting a family, maybe.
And starting a family.
Which must mean he must have a relationship of sorts that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Here comes to the line then. Esteban Ocon in P11. He's got a lovely toe in front of him of Kvyat and Hamilton, but still can't improve. a 1:18.395. And, they have gone out on the track on soft tyres. So somehow we missed that. Hamilton and Bottas out on the track on the soft tyres. So they have required to go again. But I think Bottas might back out of that lap. Verstappen, 1:17.038, goes into third place. Russell is looking incredibly good here to get through to qualifying 3. He's improving on his time to Ricciardo. Russell was 11th in practice 1 in similar conditions as to what we're experiencing now. Can he get through? No, 14th. He drops 3/10 in the last sector. A 1:17.788 as the checkered flag comes out. Watch out for Vettel though. Fast in the second sector, but slow first sector, and he's currently 15th. He might not get through. Leclerc does, but doesn't improve overall of his time and stays in 8th place. Norris 6th, comes into the pit lane. Perez will stay 4th. He's already in the pits. Sebastian Vettel to the line. Does he get through? No! And Vettel starts this race 15th on the grid. And off the track goes Danny Ricciardo and into the wall as well. And Danny Ricciardo saying that he had tyres loose over the radio before we saw the accident, and that has spoiled everybody else's lap. And it was at the top of the hill at turn 11 as well.
As we predicted, though, the second part of our predictions, the first part didn't come true. I didn't. I said if they did manage to get through Q1, they would both be out in Q2. And Vettel, who had a very good 8th position in Q1, 15th in this second one.
Oh, Ricciardo got blocked on the inside by his own teammate, Esteban Ocon. He went over the high side of the hill, got on the bump, and it just spun him round. But Ricciardo's P10 and will continue on.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that we need a bit more diversity in Formula One. We had a few Indian drivers. There's been 2 Indian drivers, and Lewis is the first black driver in Formula One, obviously. And we need more diversity in Formula One.
I'm still waiting for a female driver permanently on the board.
Yeah, and I hope it's our Jamie Chadwick.
Well, hopefully. Jamie Chadwick currently in America at the moment. I think she was doing an IMSA race. I'm not too sure, though. But she's on the board, waiting to come on, and I'm surprised Williams haven't signed her. Williams would be a perfect fit for Jamie Chadwick, or actually Racing Point. That would be
actually
nice
Williams were backing her, weren't they? She is a Williams development driver, isn't she?
Yes, as well as Tatiana Calderon. No, Tatiana's at Alfa Romeo. Jamie Chadwick is Williams, third driver or 4th. But that is it for Q2. Out of the session goes Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Danny Kvyat, George Russell, and Sebastian Vettel. Starts this race 15th and is last in qualifying 2.
What we see, though, with the female drivers in the lower categories is that most of the lads obviously respect them and things like that, but there's an odd lot of lads who seem to force the girls off the track. Jealousy, because they're better than them. That's what I say.
Sophia Flörsch at the beginning of the year in
Sophia.
Austria.
That's why I was thinking about Sophia often getting pushed off by lads that aren't as talented as she is, and we've seen her talent since she was about 13 years old in Ginetta Juniors,
beating Lando Norris as well.
Yeah, she raced against Lando in those races.
That's something that really annoys me as well. The fact that Lando Norris is now in Formula 1 and Sophia Flörsch is stuck in Formula 3. That's not right.
Yeah, but Lando's got a lot of talent, and so is Sophia. It just needs somebody in there to make the choice of giving her the chance, or Jamie the chance.
Yeah.
Because I feel both of them could do a job, definitely as development drivers at the beginning, and
get them into a race.
Jamie would look great as the second driver at Williams.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Get somebody in the car. Get her in the car. And this was Hamilton, so that's a fairly hefty lockup. Now we look back at it as well.
And we need another Japanese driver in Formula One.
Yes, well we had Nakajima.
I think the lack of Japanese drivers is the reason Honda have gone down there. Now they say it's because they're saying that it's because they want to concentrate on green issues and go towards Motor E.
They're doing Moto E. They've remained in IndyCar, but they're also talking about Formula E, and they're doing World Endurance Hypercar.
Hypercar, yeah. And yet they're still one of the 2 major suppliers of engines in IndyCar.
Yeah. And IndyCar
Doesn't make
burns a lot of
sense.
fuel.
Doesn't make sense. And I do feel that in IndyCar, we might have a situation where we get an electric car allowed to be added
Yeah.
because it's especially on the ovals, it suits them, doesn't it?
Yes, because it's constant speed on the ovals.
And
so
that's
it'll
what you
suit them a
get
lot
from
more.
electric cars. 0 to 60 in a fraction
I
of
think that'd be
the
brilliant.
time of a petrol engine car.
I would love to see an electric car around Indy.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. I mean, I still don't know why they don't send Formula E around there for a demo run. Just as a demo to the actual event.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing to see electric cars on the oval. I've often wanted to see an F1 car fully on an oval.
If you're wondering why I suddenly put that into everybody's thoughts, it's because we've just had Goodwood Speed Week,
Yes.
right? And in the drifting section, we had 4 electric cars doing the drifts, turning the different on the setting and allowing the drifts to take place. And they competed, at least 2 of them, quite well with the petrol cars.
Yeah. Massively well.
And the LMP1 car did absolutely brilliant, which is obviously, it's a hybrid.
The Porsche or the Toyota?
Porsche.
Yeah, the Porsche 918. Ricardo. So, hang on. Incident involving Gasly and Perez under investigation by the stewards flashed up on the monitor and will be investigated after the session.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Duke of Richmond managed to do Speed Week.
It's a combination of the revival.
A
and
lot
the
of
festival,
drivers
yeah.
managed to get over from the past and the present. There was one of the best things was because it used to be a Hurricane and a Spitfire fighter pace.
Yeah.
Goodwood did, and they took Dermot O'Leary up in a 2-seater.
Oh wow!
I would have loved that. You know, what a great thing for him. He'll remember that for the whole of his life. A dogfight with a Messerschmitt
Bomber.
109,
Yeah.
right? Simulated, right over the South Downs.
That's history. That's what I love about
Yeah,
it.
not many
it's-
people
yeah.
will ever get the chance to be up in one of them doing a dogfight.
It's why Goodwood's so good, to put it one way.
Yeah,
But I was going to say Duxford.
The thing that Duxford.
Yeah, so I was
don't
aiming
anybody want to anyone near Cambridge
Yeah.
ever on the M11, right? It's quite expensive to get in now, but a great day out is the Duxford Imperial War Museum. We used to take the kids quite regularly. One of the most exciting things that we saw was about 30 pre-war Rolls Royces,
Yes.
all silent as if they're electric, which they weren't. That's how silent the pre-war Rolls Royce engines were, racing around Duxford Airfield, and all you could hear was the sound of the wheels as they went, as they turned. You know, the squeal. A great day out that was. We had many great days out there.
Thousands.
It's
of them.
the American Air Museum there. You walk in at the back of it. It's in the shape of a turtle window-based big museum-like. And you enter at the back, and facing you is the cockpit of their main
yes.
exhibit, which is a B-52. And then you've got spy planes hanging from the ceiling and all sorts of other stuff in there. You've got a tank section with Schumachers
Yes.
as one of the shops.
Schumacher,
A tank in
yeah.
a shop that said Schumacher above.
Loved that.
Yeah, I know you did. And
Still there.
There's there's some museums showing
That was Russell just
showing
doing a good
everything.
job.
There's small museums like my dad was a paratrooper. There's the paratrooper association have their museum there, and once my wife was in front of Concorde. 2 old veterans dressed her up
Oh yes.
in all the gear that you put on, the ammunition packs and the water
Oh, it's
thing
heavy.
and the helmet, and gave her a Sten gun, and she, the first thing she said was, "Wow, all this is so heavy."
Yeah.
I mean, even the hat. I tried the hat on,
Oh yes.
and the hat that my dad used to wear, it was so heavy. It was heavier than one of these Formula One helmets. Completely.
Oh,
heavier.
massively heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, and to think he used to jump out of aircraft during the Second World War.
Went down quickly,
with
didn't
all
it?
this. Well, they all went down quick with that weight.
Surprised at the parachutes worked, actually.
Yeah, the parachutes are amazing.
The green light is on, and the session is underway.
Sought after by the ladies for the silk.
Yes,
The
you're right, yeah.
parachutes.
So the green light is on, the session is underway. 10 minutes 23 to go of the session. They've just done their out laps as Q3 is underway. Bottas on the lap time as well. And he was very unusual down the hill up towards turn 4, wasn't he? He was sort of sliding the car left and right. Personal best and fastest sector 1, 22.316. So everyone now on the soft tyres. Everyone can't, remember, turn the engine up to 11. They're all stuck on the same modes for qualifying in the race. So let's see what everyone's got. Albon's on mediums.
Just one last thing on Duxford.
Yeah, go on.
In the first hall, that where the Paratroop Association have on the side their museum, right in the first hall is 002, sorry,
Yeah.
Concorde, the second Concorde ever made.
You can go on it as well.
And you can walk on it, and the thing that you notice first of all is how tiny the people who worked on it must have been.
It's
because
really tight.
You have to bend your head down. And I am 5'8", and I had to bend my head down.
Bottas to the line to complete the time. 1:16.986 on the soft tyres. So it's not the fastest we've seen this weekend, but Hamilton set the first personal best in the second sector and can't improve. 1:17.033. So he's at 0.047 off the pace. So Hamilton absolutely missing something on the track. Albon down the hill of the roller coaster, back up into turn 13. Verstappen's been told not to use the DRS on this run. So
Leclerc is up into third place.
No, sorry. Verstappen just held off Albon into the last corner. That's not good at all. Back to you.
Yeah, Leclerc in third place in the other Ferrari.
Yeah. Here comes Perez, though.
Perez
third.
now third.
Here comes Albon. Is he going to improve? Well, third. 1:17.874.
Which is a great position for young Albon.
I've got a feeling it could have been a little bit more, though.
It's going to be between Bottas and Hamilton, isn't it? And it's rocking at the moment. If you remember, Lewis tends to leave to the last minute.
Something to do.
So he'll be possibly happy with this and go for a second stint about 3 minutes to go.
Norris goes fifth, fastest, 5 seconds off the pace. I've got a feeling that everyone's just taking the mickey now. There's no way that the rest of the field are this far off. Everyone's backed off in that third sector. The wind playing a factor.
It's that up you know, topsy-turvy. Look at that. Leclerc is now 7th, and he was 3rd a few moments ago.
And he's 14
Norris,
seconds off.
Perez and Albon all improving, and Sainz.
Leclerc could go good here. Cross the line, uphill. And there's the control line. The control line way before the actual line.
There's Leclerc back up into the 3rd place. But I don't think this I think this is just a tester.
Yeah.
I feel that the second run will be the one. I think this will go down to to after the clock finishes on a last lap.
1:17.474 for Perez, goes back to 4th, who's complaining on the radio. The tyres went up to temperature. Verstappen gets the closest to the Mercedes on 1:17.107. So that might have been an actual attack from Max there.
Because I have been right all day. Well, almost.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. He's getting the lyrics in.
Here comes to the line, Lando Norris. And he's 7th at the moment. Does he improve? No, doesn't improve. 3 seconds off. So they're all backing off.
Yeah, they're all backing off now. They're about to get back into the pits and do one last run.
Sainz might just improve here.
It might. I'll tell you what might be interesting. If one of the mid-pack decides to come out a minute early
and get a completely clear run,
get a completely clear lap.
Ricciardo is still in the pit lane after he's tapped with the wall. They've been replacing the rear wing for the last 6 minutes. Gasly looking quite strong in
helicopter.
9th. Helicopter above us, I can hear it.
Vibrated the whole area.
Actually, I know what it was. It's a car as well. You can hear. Albon is 7th. Albon is on the medium tyre. Can afford to run a little longer in this session. He doesn't have to start the race on this tyre. So Albon could practically run for the entire session. So this is Albon doing what you said, going longer.
Yeah.
But
with a clear track.
I tell you what, they might have fueled him heavier.
There's only Sainz, Verstappen, Norris and Albon on the track at the moment.
Verstappen's pitted. That was Albon's radio.
Staying out.
So that was out. That was Albon being told to let Verstappen through, but Verstappen's coming to the pit lane. But Albon improves in time, not place, to go 7th on a 1:17.559.
Norris staying out.
Yeah, Norris stays out again. Albon, so another run for Albon on this lap. So it's a cool-down lap now for Albon. That was all coming up very quickly, wasn't it? They changed their minds incredibly quickly. And this is why... Oh, that was just in the margin, wasn't it? The rear tyre would have been on the track more than the left. No, he's all 4 off. Lap time will be deleted, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's a shame for Albon. He just had a fast lap. Medium tyres for the Mercedes.
And
now,
what we were talking
softs.
about, Gasly has just come out of the pits.
And I tell you what, that lap time from Albon has proved to the top teams that in this part of the session, in this part of the day, with the cooling track temperature, you can get a faster lap on the medium compounds than you can on the softs, because Hamilton's now trying it as well. So this is looking interesting. The medium tyre is the qualifying tyre, and a new rear wing end plate is now being put on. I don't think they're going to get Ricciardo out in 4 minutes. It'd be amazing if they can. But I don't think. They're going to try, but that needs to be going on now. That accident is not the best thing to happen. So Ricciardo might not make it and might start 10th. Norris is using all of the track limits to turn 15, trying to avoid the sump, which is where the...
He'll not have to have a warm-up lap, will he?
No.
If he does get out. It's going to go like a few races
straight
ago.
out.
Straight out and go for it.
Lando does P7 on a 1:17.525. That displaces Albon. Gasly is now on a track. Albon's come into the pit lane. So Albon will be doing a splash and dash. Carlos Sainz in P6 might just improve ahead of Perez. And no. Hamilton's going for 3 laps on those mediums. So that's why Hamilton's put the mediums on. He's going out now to do 3 laps.
Is Gasly coming up to the end of these first lap?
Gasly, yes. Where is he? Gasly's to the line. No, out lap. Start a lap for Gasly.
Yeah, and he's got Verstappen in front of him.
So perfecto. 2 Honda engines will work nicely together. I think, Gasly's Verstappen's backed off.
Backed off and let him go through.
But it's towed him all the way down the start-finish straight, and he's got the clear
now
edge to front.
Verstappen gets the tow.
Yeah, in front of Gasly as well, with Albon so far back in the pit lane at the moment. Now the question is, what is Bottas going to go on? Is he going to go on another set of softs or risk it on the mediums? And this is Gasly now ahead of Verstappen into the hairpin, as we said a while ago.
Gasly getting past Leclerc, okay?
Yeah, here he is on our screens. There he is. Bye-bye. Previous polls in Portugal. Look at that. Hill, Coulthard, Berger, Hill, Mansell. How about that? David Coulthard in pole in 95 took victory.
Estoril used to be one of the most favourites of all the drivers. All the drivers used to love Estoril. They used to come testing Estoril. And it was a surprise when they picked this track rather than Estoril.
I thought they were going to pick Estoril rather than Portimao. I don't know why we didn't go back. Estoril would have been brilliant. It's big enough now for Formula One.
So Gasly, with no time set, is coming up to the end of his lap. And,
his personal best, Sector 1 and 2.
He's green in Sector 1 and 2 personal bests.
Is this going to be anywhere near Albon's time? If Gasly can out-qualify Albon, that's going to be a big say to Christian Horner, but no, stays P9. But that's only run 1. He's going to do a cool-down lap, and he'll go again.
Lewis is purple in Sector 2.
Now, has he done that? It was very slow in the first sector, and now, 22.4. And our second sector, 29.4.
Both him and Bottas have quite clear tracks in front of them.
2 minutes to go in the session. Hamilton to the last corner. Is he going to have any sort of pole position advantage to Valtteri Bottas to the line? And he's done it! By 0.052, Hamilton takes pole on a 1:16.934. It's not good enough just yet.
Bottas coming up now.
Yeah, and he's looking quick. And this is an out lap as well for Bottas. So he'll have 1 flying lap, Valtteri, to set a time. Hamilton, I think that was it. I think unless Hamilton's gone for 2 fast laps in a row, we'll have to wait and see. No, Hamilton's backed off. So this is the run.
Lewis is doing a cool-down lap without... He's just a fraction slower. He's just and then he's going to go for the 3rd run, isn't he?
So he's going to go for that 3rd run. just quickly about Vettel. Saying in the press conference, there's nothing I can do right now about Leclerc. He's driving in another league. Even if I have a good lap, he's still quicker. But talking about quicker, Bottas is quicker in the first sector. It's a 22.221. He's
Bottas
quicker.
came close to the limit there.
Yeah, the exit. And he's off the track completely. That's it. Game over.
That's it. Game over for Bottas on that.
And he won't. Will he cross the line to get another lap? Well, Bottas is on the mediums.
Might just do that. Where is he? He's got to get a move on, but he's got Lewis in front of him. If Lewis slowed down, he could hold Bottas off. But would Lewis do that?
Bottas has now got 2.5 tenths quicker than Hamilton in that second sector.
But he clearly went off.
Yeah. But let's hope we don't have to settle this one in the courts, because Mercedes really going to protest their own two drivers for pole position. Bottas then might just take provisional pole before the stewards take it away with 10 seconds left. Hamilton has started a time, and the time to beat for him is a 1:16.754. As the checkered flag comes out now, Bottas has an advantage of a tenth and a bit. But here comes Verstappen on a lap. He's looking good as we ride down now with Alexander Albon. 4 tenths off the pace. Albon might just get third or fourth. He might just beat Leclerc, and apparently the gears are not in sync. Albon's gears aren't in sync, according to the team radio we just heard. So maybe that explains the poor first sector, not the great second sector. Gasly's improving, Verstappen's improving. Albon then takes the checkered flag. The first driver to do so does pit Leclerc, a 1:17.437. Gasly just behind, doesn't improve, stays 9th, 1:17.803. And second! Wow, where was that lap time from Verstappen? He's gone second fastest. And Leclerc goes 4th, 1:17.090. Perez now 6th, goes 5th, 1:17.223. Hamilton's second sector time is a 29.292. Hamilton to the line. Can he get ahead of Bottas? Of course he can.
Lewis.
10th and a half quicker for his 97th career pole, and Angie's happy with that one.
Been holding my breath after that middle sector. 29.2,
yeah. That was so close, but Hamilton takes pole at Portugal by a tenth to Valtteri Bottas. Lewis not on top at all this weekend. Bottas has had it all through every single session, but again, just like Mugello, he pulls it out.
The worrying thing for Mercedes is Bottas clearly on that second lap did actually go all 4 wheels off. He might have, I'm sure that Ferrari and Red Bull will complain about that, and Bottas might lose that position.
If he does, he'll start behind Verstappen and Leclerc, because he was those 2 laps from them two were quicker than Bottas' original lap. So Verstappen might just get the second place here, and Bottas might start 3rd. We'll wait for that one, but at the moment it's Hamilton definitely on pole position, not off the track at all. An impressive run for his 97th career pole position, as he goes for as he goes to better Michael Schumacher's 91 record of race victories tomorrow. Lewis could become the greatest of all time tomorrow. And if he does do that, he'll do something that only Alain Prost has done, become the greatest of all time in Portugal. Because in 1987, Alain Prost won race 28 to become the greatest of all time. And then, of course, it was beaten further on by Senna and going forward, Schumacher. And now Hamilton, of course, has done it, and Hamilton might just pip Michael Schumacher tomorrow. But I've got a feeling this race is going to be like Mugello. It's too undulating. It's too risky.
What a great last qualifying lap by Lewis.
That was something that we've been waiting for, because qualifying recently has been a bit dull, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But that right there is top notch.
It must make Bottas feel, look at his eyes.
Bottas clearly not happy with that one.
When you think you've got it in your hand, and then it falls out, it's you're crestfallen, whoever you are. And I feel for Valtteri there, but I am so happy for Lewis, because that was an exceptional hack. I looked across at the monitor, saw the purple sector in sector 2, and I thought, he's going to do this.
He just pulled it out.
Quiet until he did.
But that first sector was slower, and he just pulled out again in the second sector. That was amazing from Lewis. And he's going to interview the drivers then. So what have you made from qualifying today?
Mostly it's been predictable, but a little bit of excitement here and there. Not too bad. Not the worst we've seen. As usual, with most qualifying, the last 2 minutes is the best.
Yes, absolutely. It seems to be at the moment. The last bit was the better.
And thankfully, Lewis pulled it out in the end. Max, when he split the Mercedes for that short time, I thought he was going to get that second place.
I think the stewards...
And might still do that.
I can't find anything from the stewards.
Nobody's saying anything from the stewards. Well, that is amazing because of the fact that they were so adamant, do not go over the red and white lines.
And he did it.
And he
went
did.
Right over. He went right over at the end. I'll be very surprised if Bottas doesn't lose that lap time. Well, David Coulthard has the post-qualifying interviews, but that's our sign to go off air. So, join us tomorrow. Sunday race preview is at the slightly earlier time of 11:30, and the race gets underway at 12:30 for our build-up coverage. Lights out at 1:10 for the Grand Prix of Portugal. Lewis Hamilton on pole for the 97th time. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye.